welcome back to my channel and welcome to another amazing episode of First or Flanker, in which I compare perfume originals to their flankers. Sometimes I compare flankers to flankers if I don't have the originals, but I compare these perfume originals and flankers so you guys can make an educated, informed decision. You know, it can get expensive. You don't want to buy the original and all the flankers, you know, so you usually want to know which one is the best and get that one. I created this tag to help you guys out in making decisions as to which one to buy out of the originals and the flankers. And because this is such a popular video and everybody find it very helpful and I get so many requests to do more episodes, I decided to turn it into a series, you guys. So welcome to another episode of First or Flanker. If you want to know my thoughts on these originals and flankers and hear the differences, just keep watching. But before we get started with this video, you guys, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Because if you don't ring the notification bell, it's really pretty much no use because they won't notify you when I upload and you will miss the videos. It really helps my channel grow, you guys. That's the best way to support me. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, you guys. We have a lot of fun over there. So let's get right to these comparisons. So you guys, I have some new releases to compare today. Some very brand new releases to compare to their originals. So the first pair is by the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. I have the original Jean-Paul Gaultier, La Belle, and the original La Belle La Parfum, you guys. Ooh, am I excited to tell you guys all about these two and how they are different from each other and how they're similar to each other. I will get right to it. You guys, you know the original is a very, very popular, feminine, sexy fragrance. This is so beautiful for a woman. It's like the way a woman would want to smell. You know, you guys, this is so beautiful. This has that gorgeous pear note that's so juicy and feminine in the opening. Oh, this opens with bergamot and pear, and in the middle you get a bunch of gorgeous floral notes that are very feminine, and it's mixed and blended with a slight bit of leather that's almost unnoticeable but adds that sort of sexy layer to this fragrance. It's very much of a vanilla centric fragrance that's sweet and fruity, and there's a freshness about this fragrance, a slight hint of freshness. I feel like there's some kind of a juicy fruity note that's not revealed in here that might be, it could be blackcurrant, it could be plum, I don't know. I feel like there's a juicy fruity note that's adding a bit of freshness to this fragrance. There might be ambroxan that they haven't revealed in the fragrance. It's also kind of woody, earthy, and a little bit powdery. And there's something slightly green about this fragrance as well. Like I said, there must be other fragrance notes that they haven't revealed. In fact, you know, for the longest time, they had only revealed 3 fragrance notes in this fragrance, and then recently they came out with a bunch more, but there are more that they still haven't revealed, you guys. This is a very beautiful feminine fragrance. I would say this is like a daytime and nighttime wear fragrance. You can pull it off during the day and night, and I would say all summer, all spring. I can actually wear it all year, but I would say summer, spring, this would be a great fragrance to wear. This is an amazingly beautiful feminine fragrance. Now enter La Belle La Parfum, you guys. Oh, how do I put it into words? Let me spray it, refresh my memory. This one is a little bit more full-bodied, you guys. This one has tonka bean in the base, which makes it a little bit deeper and darker vanilla that's in here. This is very much a vanilla, sweet, fruity amber fragrance. That tonka bean note is what really makes this pop, I will say. The tonka bean that they added, just so stunning. The original doesn't have tonka bean in it, just vanilla. I'm pretty sure of that. It's not that they have not revealed it. There's no tonka in it. I don't smell tonka in the original. This one has tonka bean and vanilla, you guys. So it's a very deep, you know, sort of dark vanilla that's in here that makes it very much a full body, sort of deeper fragrance, if that makes sense. There's pear, just like the original in this fragrance. There's jasmine in this fragrance. You guys, call me crazy, but I smell something boozy in this fragrance. Slightly boozy. I feel like there is either rum or something in this fragrance. It's not so prominent, hit you in the face kind of boozy, but it's in the background, and I'm thinking it smells like rum to me, or brandy. I say rather rum is what I'm smelling. I feel like I also smell a little bit of like coumarin, which looks like tonka bean. It has this sort of, how can I explain coumarin? It's kind of hard to describe. So I'm smelling something that in here as well, and there are some gorgeous floral notes in here. Am I smelling apricot or osmanthus in here? I feel like I'm smelling some kind of a sort of a honey-like, apricot-like floral in here. I'm thinking there might be osmanthus that they haven't revealed. It's very much of a deeper, tonka beany, full body fragrance, you guys. It's quite sultry. The bottle is perfect for this. It's very feminine, very sultry fragrance. This is really, really gorgeous. So what do I like out of the two, you guys? This one is hard because they're both stunning, feminine, super feminine fragrances. This one is so gorgeous, beautiful, but this is a little bit more lighter, more airy than this one. And this one is more of a daytime wear fragrance, while this one is great for nighttime, date night kind of fragrance. This one is a little bit darker, more full body, a little deeper. I would say they're both equally sexy fragrances, but this one is a little bit more of a statement maker, more of a date night fragrance, more darker, deeper fragrance. And for that reason, I'm gonna pick this one, the new Belle Parfum, you guys. But that doesn't mean this isn't sexy. They're both super feminine fragrances. So the next pair involves another brand new release, you guys. This one is a brand new release from the house of Givenchy. Yes, you guessed it. It is Givenchy Lantardi, Intense, and Rouge, you guys. This one is a brand new release. It was just released last month. So you guys, I have a lot of thoughts on these two. I did a lot of testing and I have a lot to share with you guys. So I'm going to start with the Lantardi Intense. I don't have the Lantardi, the original fragrance, like the very first one, but I have gotten my nose on it. I can already tell you I prefer the Intense over the original, only because this one is more intense, a little bit deeper, and it lasts a little bit longer, you know, that kind of reason. And then I also like the strong tuberose note in this one. So I can already dismiss the original and I will start with this one. I don't own the original because I liked this one more than the original. So let me start with this one, you guys. This one is a white floral scent. It's very tuberose dominant. There's a sesame seed note in here that's not doing anything for me. I don't smell it. I don't know how it kind of factors into the composition. I don't smell it. I don't smell sesame seed in particular, but I know it's there. This smells musky to me, you guys. I know that it's not a note that's revealed, but I know there's musk in this because I smell the musk, you guys. I smell the vetiver, I smell the musk, I smell patchouli, the vanilla is in the base too. I know this one has musk in it. So that's like the biggest actually difference that I'm picking up between these two. I will get to that here in a second. So yeah, this one, you guys, very much the tuberose right away. You get that tuberose, that's what you pick up right away in this fragrance. The orange blossom in the opening not so much. The tuberose is kind of like the big player in this fragrance. It opens with a little bit of a spicy zap, like with the black pepper, but it dissipates right away. You get a little bit of a twitch on your nose from the black pepper, really like kind of like a little tingle, you know, but then that disappears right away. And then what you get the most is that tuberose note, not even the orange blossom. It's kind of in the background. I barely smell it, if at all. And in the base, like I said, it may not be revealed in this, but on the dry down, I smell musk. It could be the vetiver with the earthiness that's mixed in with patchouli that's giving me those vibes, but this smells a little bit kind of musky to me. It's very earthy from the vetiver and the patchouli too, so it's quite earthy, this one. And that's another big difference between this one and the Rouge. I'll get to that here in a second. This one is very much a white floral, vanilla, tuberose, earthy, woody, warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, patchouli, aromatic, animalic fragrance, you guys. This is definitely a fragrance for the winter, if you ask me, you guys. There's something cold about this fragrance that is so appropriate for winter. I know people say, oh, you wear warm fragrance in the winter. I disagree with that. Honestly, I feel like fragrances with a slight cold touch, mysterious dark cold vibes like Hypnotic Poison, and what's the other one, Dior, there's another one that's like that, Dior Addict. That's the kind of fragrances that are perfect for the winter. This is one of them, really good for winter time. This one is very earthy, very kind of musky earthiness about this one, very much a tuberose dominant fragrance. Now enter Lantardi Rouge, you guys, this one. Let me spray it, refresh my memory. You guys, this one is super feminine. So here are the differences, you guys, right off the bat. This one opens with a blood orange and ginger note. Oh my goodness. Blood orange is a citrus note that is divine, you guys. I don't know quite how to describe it. Have you ever eaten a blood orange? Like if you smell a regular orange and blood orange, you can tell the difference. There's something very, very kind of sweet and citrusy. It's like a sweet citrus that has that particular awesome bright scent, you know. So the blood orange with the ginger, you know what ginger does to fragrance, you guys? It gives it that zing that nothing else gives to fragrances. So ginger and blood orange together is what really made this fragrance what it is, if you ask me, because this also has tuberose like that one, but this goes in a different direction because my theory is that because of those two notes, blood orange and ginger in the opening, that's what sets this one apart from the other one. They're both kind of sexy in their own different way. You know, it depends on what type of sex. Do you want it to be more like earthy, white floral, musky sort of sexy, or do you want it to be white floral that's more warm, spicy, and a little bit more woody? That's what this one is. Let me get to more differences between these two. So in the middle you get not just tuberose but jasmine. I think that's another difference. Now in this one, the tuberose is very, 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 very prominent. It overpowers the orange blossom that's in that one. Whereas in this one, the jasmine kind of plays nicely with the tuberose and sort of like adds to that tuberose. Instead of it being straight up tuberose, it adds that beautiful touch to it, that jasmine softness to it, if you ask me. That's another difference in here. That blood orange and ginger is definitely a difference that stands out. It makes it a little bit more juicy, is that the word to say, with that interesting zing. To me, you guys, this smells very much more like interesting and sexy, this one. By the way, in the base you get that sensual sandalwood, vetiver, and patchouli. I think that sandalwood adds an amazing sensual touch to this fragrance. This one is a lot more sensual than this one. This one is more of a musky, like edgy, you know, whereas this one is very sultry and sensual one. That's like a big difference to me. And another big difference is, you guys, this one, I wore this one on this arm, this one on this arm for a whole day. I will tell you that this one lasts slightly longer than this one. I would say performance of this one is better than this one. This one was dominating this one. Like I was getting whiffs of this every almost 5 minutes. I was getting whiffs of this fragrance. This has quite decent projection and sillage, you guys. I got so many compliments wearing this to work. This is going to be a compliment getter for you more than this one. This one is also a sexy fragrance, you guys, but I tell you, this one is going to be your compliment getter over this one, even more than this one. This might also be a compliment getter. I actually haven't worn this as much, but this one smells more sensual, more feminine, if you ask me. This one is like a more earthy, edgy fragrance with the tuberose. This one is more of a sensual, you know, sexy tuberose white floral fragrance. Yeah, this one lasts longer. I got about 5-6 hours on my skin with this, which is a huge deal, you guys, because nothing lasts on my skin. In fact, actually, I went to bed with it, and the next morning I still smelled it on my skin, but it was more of a skin scent in the morning, if that makes sense. But on my clothes, you guys, these both were on the clothes until I put it to wash. But I would say this one lasts longer than this one. I was quite surprised because a designer fragrance like this, I wasn't expecting such nice projection scent bubble, you know, as this one was giving me. So quite pleasantly surprised. So you probably figured out which one I prefer. It is obviously the new Rouge, you guys. This one is, again, more sensual, more feminine and sexy. I think even over this one. Again, this one is a nice sexy fragrance, but it's more earthy, a little cold. There's cold vibes about this fragrance that's appropriate for winter. Whereas this one you can wear pretty much all year round, but I would say this is a great one for spring and summer, but you can wear this in the colder months as well. So yeah, it's lantardi, intense and Rouge. I pick Rouge. Next, I have another brand new release, a flanker to compare to the original. I have the original and I have the brand new flanker. They are none other than Carolina Herrera, Good Girl and Very Good Girl, you guys. Is she a very good girl over her? Is she better than her? So I'm gonna talk about the original first. So you guys, you know, this is a good compliment getter too, by the way. This one gets compliments even to this day when I wear it. It is a gorgeous fragrance. I know this gets sometimes beat up a little bit by people. I don't know why. It's such a gorgeous fragrance. It's, you know, it's a gorgeous fragrance, and it has notes like cacao, praline, coffee. It's a stunning, very feminine fragrance, you guys. I mean, the bottle is perfect for the type of fragrance this is. It's got a gorgeous fragrance composition, you guys. It opens with almond, coffee and citrus notes like bergamot and lemon and stuff, and in the middle you get a bunch of gorgeous florals like tuberose, jasmine, orange blossom, rose, and there's orris root, which is a powdery note, no creamy note. In the base you get vanilla and tonka bean, so it's a very heightened vanilla accord that's in here, and there's praline in the base, which gives it a gourmand touch. There's sandalwood, amber, musk, patchouli, all the great base notes that you can put in a fragrance. I believe there's cashmere too, and I don't know why people are so harsh on this fragrance sometimes. I don't actually get it at all. It's a gorgeous fragrance composition. I like it. I will never declutter it. I'll keep it in my collection no matter how many niche fragrances I buy. Expensive, super niche fragrances. I'll still keep this in my collection. So it's a gorgeous fragrance, you guys. I love it. I don't know about other people. So now enter Very Good Girl. Now this one is very different. This one is a straight up, it's completely different. Although this is a flanker to this one technically, right? But these two are super opposites, you guys. These are very different. This one is a very different fragrance from the original. There is no DNA similarity between these two, whereas the other flankers in the originals I talked about, you get the original DNA a little bit and then it kind of deviates and goes in a different direction. Whereas these two, I don't smell any kind of similarity at all. Like they are very different fragrances. There's really no DNA that I can recognize that's sort of in these that tie them to each other. This one is a very different fragrance from the original. Like I said, the original is very gourmand, has like praline, coffee, you know, that kind of notes, whereas this one is very much a fruity rose fragrance. This one, it's very fruity. You can smell the rose. Those two are the two top accords you get right away. It's a very fruity, fresh rose. Fruity is like the top accord. It's super, super fruity. This one is super fruity. Rose is the next thing you smell. Like you can smell the rose in here. It's like a very fresh rose that's in here. And the fragrance itself is fresh. There are more fresh notes in here. And I have a feeling there might be like watermelon or something in here that makes it like sort of almost like aquatic fresh, you know, almost. There's something very fresh about this fragrance. I feel like there's some kind of sour note in here as well. There could be rhubarb or something in this fragrance. I don't know. I feel like there's something green and sour in here that they have not revealed. This has some similarities between Delina, Parfums de Marly Delina, and this one, but again, really not that similar at all. I'm just saying that only because there's something sour about this fragrance as well. It's very fruity, it's very rose, very fresh. It's slightly sour. It's like not very noticeable, like slightly sour. It's kind of tropically, you know, like the fruity notes in here. It's sweet. It's an aromatic fragrance. So it opens with lychee and red currant, you guys. Like I said, a very fruity opening. You can smell the lychee right away. So the lychee and rose in here are what makes it smell like a little bit like Delina. You get Delina vibes. And then I have a feeling there's a sour note like rhubarb in here too that they haven't really revealed. Maybe they didn't want to sound too much like Delina, but it doesn't, again, this doesn't smell all that much like Delina at all. This is definitely a different fragrance composition. There are some notes it shares with Delina and that's it. In the middle you get rose, you guys. I feel like maybe it's Turkish rose or I don't know. There's rose in the middle, and in the base you get vanilla and vetiver, which adds a slight bit of earthiness, which makes it smell like a fresh cut rose with that slight earthiness from the dirt, you know, that you get. Yeah, this is a completely different fragrance from this one. There's nothing similar about these two whatsoever. They are, you know, yes, this is a flanker to the original, but other than the bottle and the name, I don't really see that much of a similarity. Now for the question that you're all waiting for. Which one do I like better? Well, for you guys, it'll all depend on what type of fragrance you like. If you are a gourmand type of lover who likes, you know, praline, coffee kind of notes, then you would like this better than this one. If you are a fruity floral lover, then you should go for this one. If you like rose fragrances, you should go for this one. If you like fruity fragrances, you should go for this one because that's what this is. But me personally, I have a lot of rose fragrances, you guys, so this is not that special to me when it comes to rose fragrances. It's a beautiful fragrance, again, don't get me wrong, but if I were to compare these two, hands down I would go for this one because you guys, this one is a compliment getter. There's that gourmand touch in here that makes it super delicious. If you ask me, I love the coffee note in here as well. So for me, the winner is the original. In this case, this is Carolina Herrera Good Girl and Very Good Girl. So next I have two fragrances from a very reputed, super luxurious niche fragrance house, you guys. It's Kilian. I have a sample of the original and I have the flanker, the full bottle. This is a very popular fragrance. This is a cult favorite, I would say. This is Kilian Good Girl Gone Bad and Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. Now I have a sample of the original Good Girl Gone Bad. To be honest, you guys, I wasn't as swooned by this fragrance. This one, to me, there's something in here, in this fragrance, that smells to my nose like this is a weird way to put this. It's not exactly how it smells either, but It smells like something, like a plant or leaf that was squished, or a squished bug. There's something in here that's not agreeing with my nose. That's why this remained a sample. For me, obviously, I didn't purchase a full bottle because it didn't win me over. So I'm already giving away which one I'm gonna pick here, but I'm revealing my cards before I get to the meat of it. I think that squish bug thing actually comes from the osmanthus in this fragrance, meshing with another fragrance note in here that's giving it that vibe, you guys. Osmanthus doesn't always do that. It depends on the fragrance composition, but in this composition, the osmanthus with another note, maybe like a fresh or greenish note in here, that's mixing and giving me that weird sort of smell. To be honest, I'm surprised this one has any rose at all in this fragrance, because I am not getting the rose. I never got the rose in this fragrance whatsoever. What I smell the most is that osmanthus with whatever that weird note is in this composition. It could be like an earthy one that's mixing with the osmanthus and giving me that squished bug smell, or it could be like a green note. I don't know. There's some note that they haven't revealed that's not blending well or working well with osmanthus. But if you're an osmanthus lover, you would like this still anyway. Osmanthus has that sort of apricot, honey kind of vibes. It's a floral that smells like apricots mixed with honey, you know? I mean, I don't mind osmanthus, you guys. Like, for example, osmanthus in the extreme, doesn't bother me. The composition in this one doesn't give me the same vibe as this. I'm glad they came out with the extreme. So this one, like I said, has osmanthus, there's jasmine and mayros in the opening, and then there is tuberose and narcissus in the middle. The tuberose sort of adds to that osmanthus in this fragrance, and in the base there's amber and cedar, but there are more. I think there are earthy notes in here that they're not revealing. Yeah, something about this composition didn't agree with me, you guys. So now enter the extreme. This one, you guys, I'm gonna smell it on my wrist, by the way. I don't want to waste it. It's Kilian after all. Now this one, you guys, that osmanthus in here isn't in your face at the forefront. It's well blended with the other florals in this one. This one, the osmanthus is not as strong. It is still very prominent, but not as in your face like in the original. This one is also very like white floral focused fragrance, you guys, but I gotta tell you, this one has a lactonic accord, you guys, and I have a feeling that's what moderated that osmanthus sort of, you know, scent, that dominance of the osmanthus. So this opens just like the original with osmanthus, mayros, and jasmine. But in the middle, you guys, you get a milk note. Milk, literally. So this has a massive lactonic accord because it's in the middle. The milk note is in the middle with that tuberose and narcissus. I really, really feel like it's the milk that moderated that tuberose and the osmanthus, which stands out in this one a lot more. And this one also has amber and cedar in the base, but this one definitely, that milk note and maybe other unrevealed notes that are in here, maybe some other white florals, maybe honeysuckle, I don't know. There's something in here that is moderating, not just milk and another note or two that is moderating the osmanthus and the tuberose in here, especially the osmanthus, which is quite in your face with the original. The extreme version is what I wanted Good Girl Gone Bad, the original, to be. So my choice is obviously Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. Last but not least, I have two fragrances from Mugler, the House of Mugler, you guys. These are both fruity fragrances, fruity tropical summertime fragrances. We're at the end of summer here, so their time is running out. So these are actually two flankers to the original Angel, which I don't own, which is a quite strong in your face fragrance. I didn't want to buy it because it's a very patchouli dominant fragrance in a very strong way. I might at some point add it to my collection, but I don't have it at the moment. But what I'm going to compare today are two of the flankers to the original. This is Angel Nova and Angel Ice Star. Oh, you guys, this one, Angel Nova. Now this one is a very fruity floral fragrance. There's rose in here as well. Very tropical. It's very fruity and rose. In fact, you guys, someone asked me this question and I ran and compared them. I realized, oh my God, she's right. One of my subbies asked me how this Angel Nova compares to the Very Good Girl. They actually smell quite similar, you guys. This one is also a very fruity rose fragrance, just like this one. This, you know, both of them, those are the two dominant accords. Fruity is the most dominant accord, and then you smell the rose in both of them, exactly the same. And they both are tropical smelling fragrances, very fruity rose floral fragrances that are tropical. They smell actually quite similar. I would say if you have one, you don't need to buy the other. They are different as well, but quite similar actually. These are quite nice dupes actually. The only difference is this one has oud in this fragrance. If I remember correctly, yeah, this one is quite tropical, very juicy, very fruity, very rose. You can smell the rose in here as well. It's tropical, it's slightly oudy. It's like a synthetic oud that's in here that I smell. And it's a bit warm, spicy. It's quite fresh as well, just like the other one. That one's smells fresh as well. This opens with raspberry and lychee, this one. Quite nice, a very fruity, super fruity opening, kind of like the Very Good Girl. In the middle you get damask rose. You can smell the rose right after the fruitiness. And there's benzoin in the base, which makes it smell vanilla-like, because benzoin smells like vanilla. It's a resin note that smells like vanilla. And then there's oud in the base. And there are more fragrance notes in here that they haven't revealed. Let me put that aside. So that's what that smells like. And enter Angel Ice Star. So let me refresh my memory. This one is even more tropical. This one smells of a concoction of tropical fruity notes. You guys, you can smell the pineapple. It's quite a tropical fragrance. Although it's named Ice Star, which makes no sense to me. It's a very sweet, coconutty, fruity, tropical scent with lactonic accord in here, you guys. There's a gorgeous lactonic accord which makes this smell kind of like a little bit like a pina colada. There's vanilla in here, massive dose of vanilla. There's patchouli in the base. This has pineapple and other tropical fruity notes they haven't revealed. There's a nice dose of coconut in here, which makes it very tropical. There's patchouli in here. There is a praline note that makes it so delicious, gives it a gourmet touch to this fragrance. There is patchouli in this fragrance for lasting power. That praline, and I believe there must be milk in this fragrance too, you guys, because the lactonic that I'm getting, the sort of pina colada vibes I'm getting, couldn't just be from the creaminess, like the milk in the praline, you know. I feel like there's like either coconut milk or milk that's giving it a lactonic touch. It smells a little bit like a pina colada, only slightly, kind of a freshly blended tropical fruit drink or pina colada. That pineapple note is delicious in here. That coconut is gorgeous. Very tropical, very much a summertime fragrance. There's no rose in here that I can smell anyway, but this one, you can smell the rose in here. So it depends on whether you like a fruity rose fragrance that's tropical, or whether you like a very like coconutty, pina colada like fruity summertime scent. These are both very much summertime scents. This one is even more tropical than this one, if you ask me. Now, which one do I like? You probably guessed it. It's Angel Ice Star, only because this one smells so delicious with that concoction of gorgeous tropical fruity notes with that lactonic, gives pina colada vibes, you guys. It's hands down this one. It's definitely Angel Ice Star. That's the winner. So that's it, you guys. Those are the firsts and the flankers I wanted to compare for you guys in this video. I have, of course, a lot more of them In coming up episodes, I'll be comparing more originals to their flankers. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is very helpful to you in deciding whether to buy the originals or the flankers, you guys. It's a tough decision to make if you can't get your nose literally on samples of these fragrances, which is not always easy to do. Fragrance houses are releasing flankers left and right, you guys. It's hard to make a decision to buy the best one out of all of them, the originals and the flankers. So I hope this is helpful to you guys and you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps me grow my channel, which helps me bring better and bigger content for you guys. Click that notification bell, otherwise you will not be notified. Just subscribing isn't enough. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. We have a lot of fun over there. I post so many different things on Instagram before I even talk about them on YouTube. So don't forget to follow me there. I will see you guys in my next video.